Gavaskar and welcome to Dubai.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Always a pleasure being here.
How long have you been knowing Mr. Shyam Bhatia?
Oh, I think over 30 years now. Known him as a cricket lover, and he played a bit of cricket during his time. But now, obviously, having come to Dubai, he's kept his interest in the game, and the passion for the game can be seen in what he has, got over here.
Tell us something about your comments on the cricket museum.
Amazing. This is, a labor of love. He's worked very, very hard at it, at collecting all the various mementos from players. Mind you, players are not very, it's not easy to get mementos from the players because they want to be sure that what is very dear to them, be it a shirt or a trouser or a bat or a photo, they want to be sure that it's going to be preserved well. And so I think to collect the kind of mementos that he has from various players all over the world shows a perseverance, and then an ability to get the trust of the cricketers that these items will be well preserved, and that's what we see here. This is quite amazing, really awesome. This gallery.
And now we have a new definition for Indian cricket because they won the World Cup. What are your comments on that? Of course, the entire country is cheering and celebrating, and even in UAE we had huge celebrations. And so we'd like to know your comments on that.
Oh, terrific! I think it was an absolutely amazing win. They fully deserved it because they went through tough matches. I don't think they really had anything as like an easy win right from the first match. They had to work hard for their win, and I think that is what stood them in good stead when it came to the finals, because the finals also was where you had to score more than 5.5 runs and over, and that's never easy to do in a knockout stage, and not just the finals but even in a knockout stage. But I think the fact that they had these tough matches at the start of the tournament helped them.
Did you also have a nostalgic moment when they were at the winning stage? Because years before you would have also been in the dressing room, and you could also know the empathy of the players in the dressing room.
Well, I mean, we were in the field at that time when the last wicket was taken, we were not quite in the dressing room, but the scenes in the dressing room would have been pretty much similar to what we had in that 1983. I mean, there were obviously a lot more people in the dressing room at Lords because security was not an issue as it is now. Now I think there were only very few people there, with the right accreditation who could only get into the dressing room because of security issues. So I guess probably less people in the dressing room, but more people outside to celebrate. And it must have been awesome, just an awesome feeling. It takes a while actually for it to sink in that you're the world champions. So it's not just a day or two. Sometimes it takes you a week, a month before you suddenly have time to sit down and reflect and say, hey, I mean, we are the world champions. Doesn't happen immediately, but it takes you a little time.
And we have Shyam Bhatia's Cricket for Care, helping people who cannot afford the game of cricket, helping nations to build up people who have interest in the game of cricket. What have you got to say on that?
I think it's a terrific initiative. It again shows the love he has for the game. He's an Indian, but he's got the game of cricket at heart. So he's quite happy to go around and whatever he gets from the sale of his book. It's not even a sale. It is the portraits of the game is offered to corporates. And whatever they give as a donation is then utilized. Plus, of course, Sham dips into his own pocket to make sure that countries which cannot afford kit, they are given the kit, and so cricket is encouraged in all parts of the world, not just in the test playing countries. I think that's a fantastic initiative.
Uh, One last question. It took 28 years for the World Cup to reach India. And what have you got to say? Why did it take such a long time?
I think we came close a couple of times and we didn't have perhaps the experience or maybe even the hunger, the big hunger and the desire, because you need to have that. Sometimes you need luck, plenty of luck. So all these factors were probably ones that denied us. But hopefully the next one is not 28 years away. That's all I'm hoping, that the next one is not 7 World Cups away, and that it comes sooner than this one has come after 83.
Steve, welcome to Dubai.
Thank you.
Um, we'd like to have your comments and opinion on the cricket gallery here, hosted by Mr. Shyam Bhatia.
It's outstanding. It's amazing the attention to detail. I really like the 8 pillars here with each country, the history, all the players and the stats, and it's just it's as good a museum as I've seen anywhere around the world. I mean, it's just got some great bats here and some artifacts and some history. And it's a real learning experience, even for myself. I'm looking around and I'm not sure where to look next because there's so much information. But there's obviously been a lot of research done. I think it's clear and concise, and it's right in front of you. It's fantastic.
And what do you feel about the man who has contributed such a lot to the game of cricket in spite of being a businessman in steel?
Obviously his passion is cricket. You can see that coming through very strongly in this museum. That that there's been a lot of effort put into getting it right and making sure that all the stats are correct. I mean, I checked mine out; they're all perfect, 100% right, and that takes a lot of work to make sure that's happening. And there's little personal mementos here, and I think recognition of the history of the game is important to as we go forward, particularly with T20 having a large presence. We've got to make sure that we don't forget our past and our history. It's really important for young cricketers to know about that. So I think this is a great starting point for a lot of young cricketers in the UAE to come and have a look at this museum and to find out a bit about what's gone on beforehand.
Which point or part of the museum you found interesting and inspiring? The Australian Pavilion?
Look, I think it's all equally interesting to me. I like watching some of the old footage, which we just had a look at. I think that's you don't often see the former players play the game, and I love watching that. I think everything here is interesting. Every piece of memorabilia has a story. That's the great thing about memorabilia is that you look at it or you see it and it takes you back and gives you memories. And I have a lot of things myself at home and I collected throughout my career. And they weren't necessarily bats and balls. They might have been mementos from a certain moment that took me back in time where it was something that I really treasured. So I think all of it is fantastic.
Why do people call you an Iceman or a Tuggy?
I don't know. Look, you get called whatever you get called, but Iceman, I suppose, was I kept pretty calm out in the field. And Tugger is tug of war, so they're both pretty simple. And I don't mind what I get called as long as it's nice.
Lastly, a few words on your comments on the current performance of Australia, especially in the Ashes series.
What would you like me to say?
Yeah, good or bad, it's up to you.
Okay. Look, it's pretty obvious we didn't perform as well as we would have liked in the Ashes series. Disappointing. England played very good cricket. No doubt about that. I think the good thing for Australia is that they'll learn from what happened and they'll make sure that they improve from this point on. So sometimes you've got to hit a point where you think, hang on, we're not going as well as we should. Let's reassess and go a different direction. And that's what they're going to have to do.
And lastly, you said Brett Lee could play an important role or a part for the success of Australia in the World Cup, and India could win the World Cup. I mean, I know the tagline exactly as what you said.
Brett Lee for sure has made a big difference already in the current series against England. They're leading 5-1, and he has really injected some enthusiasm and life into the team, which I think was missing. He's a great, I think, figure to look up to for the rest of the players. He's overcome so many injuries recently at the age of 34, 35 to come back and bowl 150 kilometres an hour. I just think he'll motivate players around him. As regards the win, I think 7 teams could win it. India is obviously one of the favourites. Sri Lanka, Australia. I have a sneaking suspicion South Africa are going to play very well because they've probably got the best fielding side. And I did say recently that the best fielding side will win the World Cup.
We also look forward for further support from your side to Mr. Shyam Bhatia and his charity foundation.
Look, I think charities are great. I mean, I run my own foundation. I would encourage a lot of people to get behind any worthwhile charities, and obviously the care for cricket is one of those.
Lastly, we'd like to ask you that definitely you're going to come back and support the charity foundation run by Mr. Shyam Bhatia. We would like to know your comments on that.
Yeah, look, I'm heavily involved in my own charities in Australia and India, so I have a passion for charity. I think what we're doing here is fantastic. Cricket for Care is a great initiative, and everyone should be congratulated for that initiative because we've got to help the less fortunate in the world, and getting kids into sport is great for their character. It'll teach them a lot of good principles about life. So if we can help out, we all should play our part for sure.
Thank you very much, and we wish to see you in the future.
Thank you.
Firstly, I'd like to ask you your comments or your words or your sayings about this cricket museum hosted by Mr. Shyam Bhatia.
Absolutely stunning. When you walk around initially, you're at a loss for words. And the more you roam around, you realize that you are just the size of a table tennis ball in the cricketing fraternity.
Your information's found in each pillars, the old photographs. I can see, emotions coming out from your face and body and so on.
That's why I said the size of a table tennis ball in the cricketing fraternity. That's what you are.
Tell us something about your relationship with Mr. Shyam Bhatia. How long have you been knowing him?
Well, I've known Shyam for 30 years now. Early 80s, whenever we came here to Sharjah, I came here every year from 1980 to 90 till I played the game, then came here as a broadcaster. But our relationship goes a long, long way. He's more than just a friend. He's an elder. He's like a father to me in many ways, an elder brother. I mean, you can call whichever way you want it. And the good thing is we've kept that relationship going. Without any agenda. You know, nothing, nothing else comes in the way of that friendship, and which is very good.
I don't know whether to ask you this question or not, but still, for the sake of asking, which part or point of the cricket museum you liked best? The Indian Pavilion or the? uh,
No, it's memorabilia. See, memorabilia. I mean, you see the usual stuff, everywhere. But then he's got stuff here that is, you've not seen ever before. And there's so much. If I spend a day here, there's so much you can learn. There's no doubt about it. Like for example, I never knew there used to be a 4-ball over that got converted into a 5-ball over. I never knew a test match never ended. So as long, like I always said, you're always a student in the game.
and learning experience here.
It's a huge learning experience. It's a huge learning curve, and you feel like I said, a little midget, in this massive arena here, where there's so much wealth and knowledge that you can learn so quickly.
Now, tell us something about the World Cup. Last time when Steve Waugh was here, we asked him, who do you think and who are you going to vote for and who are the hot favorites? And he gave his own comments. Now, from your side, who do you think are the hot favorites to win the World Cup? Of course, may the best team win, but still, from the point of your side.
I think Australia, India, and dark horses Pakistan.
Thank you very much. Hello, Clive. Welcome to Dubai.
Cheers, thanks. Thanks a bit. Good to be here.
We'd like to have your comments on Shyam Bhatia's Cricket Museum and your relationship with Mr. Shyam Bhatia. These are the things which we'd like to know.
Oh yes, I think I've known Shyam for quite a while. This is probably one of the best collections you'll ever see anywhere, and I'm proud to know that at least I'm on the wall, and it's great. I think anybody who's come here, who a cricket lover or not, would be very impressed with what they will see here.
A lot of memories behind the wall.
Oh yes, there's no doubt about that. They've played with quite a few of the players here. They've captured some great moments in the game, and it's wonderful to see that it's done well. This is well presented, and we should all be proud of it. Not only because we know Shyam, but being cricketers, to see that a display of this nature has got to be probably one of the best in the world.
Now for the World Cup matches, another 5 more days to go. Who do you think are the hot favorites to win the series?
I think we have about five or six teams that can win it. I think this World Cup is one where you know that there's no just one or two teams. 5 teams can win this, and I think that there might be one or two shocks in this in this World Cup, and that's how it should be. It should be well contested, and I'm sure that good cricket will ensue from this.
And of course, which part of the museum did you like the most?
I don't think there's any one part you can think. I mean, everything is done so well. That you have to be proud to be involved in this museum, and the amount of work that has gone in here. This must be worth so much money really when you think the way he's presented it and the amount of memorabilia he has here.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
I've been involved ever since I understood what cricket means, so it was from a very, very young age. So in terms of years, it must be about 40 odd years now. I think a record of such history, and there's a very rich recording here. Mr. Bhatia has pulled out some very, very interesting facts and figures and history of all the full member countries. So this is awesome for any individual to walk through and read about the game of cricket. Shyam has filled all of the available space. There's just no more space left to fill anything.
It's fantastic. I think what it shows is that individuals who are interested in cricket can establish a gallery of this kind, which would serve the best interests of international cricket, because it's an international gallery. And what is even more important is the educational aspect of it, so that the schools in Dubai may see the wisdom, the necessity to take school children here to see and learn about the great cricketers of the past, and there are even summaries here that deal with some of the present day cricketers. So to all intents and purposes, it's a fantastic idea, and you know, we should congratulate the author.
It's an honor to be here for the opening of this gallery. You know, cricket is a game of traditions, it's a game of history, a game of culture. And when you come here, you witness and you see the many heroes of the game. People who have done so much to make a game of cricket the great sport that it is. Not only from the game's point of view, but in breaking the barriers between races, between cultures. I'm an African and I'm a South African, and I'm here at the Emirates now. And I've got wonderful, good friends at the Emirates. So one of the most outstanding things about the sacrifices and the achievements that many of these people that you see on the wall has done is to bring the world together, bring the nations of the world together. No matter what language I speak, no matter how different it is to yours, but the common language of cricket is the same. So what Shyam has done for cricket, I think we owe him a debt of gratitude that can never be repaid. I wish his gallery can be replicated in every nation, in every continent of the world. The future of ICC is great. ICC has done a remarkable job in terms of growing the game and spreading it in places that you and I have never heard of. They've gone on to places, war-torn places like Afghanistan. Society is crushed by war, and by going there and giving people hope to rebuild their lives and to rebuild their countries again. So the work that ICC is doing is noble work, and I'm very honored, in fact, to be part of such a great organization.
I think they should act as a great inspiration to anybody to see the great players of the world, see their records, and to see some of the memorabilia. It's as a youngster, I think you'd look at that with awe and hope that you can emulate these players. I've been in Dubai now for just over a year. I work at the ICC Global Cricket Academy. I work with Rod Marsh and Madassa Nazar. So our role is to start the Global Cricket Academy and try and make a difference here in the UAE. And
I think it's superb. It's unbelievable that it's a private collection. I'm a cricket nut like a lot of the people here, and just to see all the records and the displays is outstanding. Just reading this bit here about the values of the game, actually I think that's one of the real strengths that cricket's got, it's the values.
Well, the first book that came out, The Portraits of the Game, there were 70 paintings, and that was about 4 months work. And then they had second version, which were those 12 paintings over there, which was obviously a little bit of time, a month or two. So yes, and then Shyam has actually been asking me for a year for these 3 paintings, and I did them last week in fact in South Africa. So he was my hero, because I was also a wicketkeeper. I played provincial cricket in South Africa for a long time, and he was my hero. He was also obviously a great cricketer. Well, the only time I've ever seen anything like this before is at Lord's in London and in Melbourne. But this is, I've been to Lord's a couple of times, and it's a nice museum, but this is far better, and I love this. I mean, it's got his personal feel to it, and it's interesting, and I think he's done a wonderful job. Yeah, it's colourful, and he's done a fantastic job. I mean, it's amazing somebody's live out their passion, you know. It's wonderful to see.
My father's achievements with the gallery and the work he put into it to get it ready for today. Not the people who put the most work into this were my father and my mother. We supported wherever we had to, wherever they needed our support, but by and large it was their effort in getting up together. My father's vision for what the gallery meant to him and what he wanted in the gallery, and for my mother for helping him with the execution, because she was here on site making sure it was ready for today. I definitely share his passion, his vision, and his love for the game. He firmly believes that the sport has taught him important skills such as leadership, such as discipline, such as teamwork, and that's led to his success in his life. And so I share those beliefs. I've benefited from those lessons passed down from him to me. So for that sense, we do share the same passion.
I love cricket. This gallery I've made my small contribution to. I've been helping. My special subject is cricketing history, and I've been writing some of these cricketing historical bits. And I've been a good friend of Shyam's, and we've worked hard towards making this gallery great. It's been wonderful to be part of this. It's been wonderful to have association with Shyam, who's done this gallery. And I have, of course, been working with him for many years now. And I started, my acquaintance with him was when I used to come for Sharjah cricket as a writer and commentator.
To me, the main thing I feel about a gallery like this is that it is giving inspiration to a lot of other people in other parts of the world to start up such galleries. Just today I heard the president of the South African board. He was talking to me and he said, I'd like to set up a gallery like this in my home. Then there were various other visitors who said that we should set up similar things in the various cricketing centers in India, because I think it's important to do that, where you have the gallery and you have a museum shop and everything else. So, you know, I think this is sparking off a lot of interest, and the whole thing will snowball. So he has done a very pioneering effort in doing this, and it's practically single-handed, I can say, because it is one man's vision, Shyam Bhatia's vision, that has made it happen. It's his passion. It's because of that that he could follow it through, and then he got people involved who helped him along with it.
I think it's a great concept.
this gallery is a testament to the great passion that Shyam has for cricket. And what more can I say? It's it really is. You can't build something like that without being obsessed and being passionate about something. It's his love affair with cricket.
Hi, I'm Alan Isaac. I'm currently the Vice President of the International Cricket Council, and I think this is just an amazing display of cricket memorabilia. To see so much of the history and the traditions of the game in one room is just outstanding. So there are a number of outstanding displays, but it's particularly fascinating to be able to see the film and the clips of the test matches back in the 50s and the 60s and notice the difference in the techniques of the players.
Okay. I am A.K. Khan, Acting President of Cricket South Africa. And I must just tell you, Mr. Bhatia is a very, very honorable friend of the cricketing public of South Africa because over a number of years, he's donated large amounts of equipment to our underprivileged areas, and we really and sincerely appreciate that. And that relationship is long lasting. It's way before my time as well. As I say, he's a great friend of the cricketing public of South Africa. And in terms of the museum, I must tell you, I'm overwhelmed. He's invited me before, but it's my first time here, and it's absolutely amazing to see all the stars of the past and the current players in world cricket and all the stuff that he's got here is excellent and really amazing. It's really nostalgic because it brings a lot of history, particularly for me in the old West Indies stalwarts that I see here when we were growing up. So it's an amazing experience, and I think it's a fantastic museum. Okay.
I'm ready to go. I'm okay? You ready? Yeah, ready to go. Hi, I'm Wally Edwards. I'm Chairman of Cricket Australia and an ex-Test cricketer for Australia. This is the first time I've seen the museum, and I have to say it's unbelievably good. I've really enjoyed walking around and looking at all the different exhibits about the different teams and the different countries and the different players, and it's a credit to Cheyenne for the work he's done. How's that?
Inderjeet Bindra, former President of the Board of Control for Cricket in India and present President Punjab Cricket Association and Principal Advisor International Cricket Council. It's been a great pleasure to visit this museum. Mr. Shyam Bhatia is a very dear friend and a lover of the game of cricket. He's been a great servant of the game. I met him, first time I met him with Mr. Raj Singh Dungarpur, another great servant of the game of cricket and patron of game in India. And I saw, it was very emotional moment when I saw the corner which is dedicated to Mr. Raj Singh Dungarpur, with a very dear common friend of Shyam and me. And this museum is something unique. I have visited many cricket museums and halls of fame of other games disciplines in America. We also setting up our Hall of Fame in Mohali, but this is unique. It's set up by an individual and not by an institution. Well, I would mistaken Shyam Bhatia as an institution, is more than an individual. He is represents the true lovers of the game and the people who have passion for the game have made this game unique in not only in the subcontinent but in the entire cricket playing world. I wish him all the best. We are delighted to know that he is getting a Mother Teresa Award for his care for the children of the poor children coming from slum areas. He's done a pioneering work, and may God bless him and give him many more years so that he can continue the good work for the game of cricket and promote it in different parts of the world. Wish him all the best, and that's all I'd like to say for this. Thank you.
On tours, and particularly when it's a long tour, it's always nice to get the guys out and to experience some local hospitality. I've got Doc Musaji, the team manager, alongside me. Doc, this is a bit of a special evening. Tell us about it.
Without doubt, Hazy. I think, as you said, sometimes the players get holed up in hotel rooms, and this was a wonderful opportunity for the guys to come and look at a cricket museum by a gentleman who's a cricket enthusiast who serves the game selflessly. And some of the items he had on offer was a real eye-opener. The history, the tradition, to me, it's probably the best private-owned museum that I've ever seen around the world.
And Shyam Bhatia does a lot for South African cricket as well, behind the scenes. Just enlighten us.
Mr. Bhatia has had a close affinity with Cricket South Africa for the last 7 years. Certainly in my interactions with him, I know that he's been supporting the underprivileged communities of our country. He's also been sponsoring some of the up-and-coming young talent. Some of the spinners went to India recently on a training camp, and Mr. Bhatia kindly sponsored all those individuals to go along.
It's wonderful to see the input. I mean, you can just see his passion. He's a real cricket man.
There's not often you can find people who generally do things for the love of the game, and that's what Mr. Bhatia does. He serves the game, and he expects nothing in return. And tonight, I think the players have appreciated the kind of selfless work that an individual can do for the game of cricket.
A nice little touch with the cake for Jacques Collis.
Yeah, actually the cake was meant for Alan Donald, whose birthday is today. But as you know, Alan had to go home for family reasons. But since seeing that Jacques celebrated a birthday not too long ago, we thought it's only appropriate that
It's a great experience to be here, first of all. Look, cricket is a great game, and it's got a rich tradition of history of tradition and a great culture, and so many players with great characters and world records and all of that. And to see someone like Shyam Bhatia looking after all the history so well is really amazing. It makes me proud to be a cricketer. I even feature in this museum, so it makes me even prouder to be here tonight and to experience all the history, the rich history of the great game of cricket. There's one in India that we've all been to. It's quite special. It's pretty similar to this, but this one, I must say, it gets updated all the time. It's probably the best museum in the world when it comes to cricket museums.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's lovely. I love all the memorabilia. It's great to see how far back the game goes, and what a great interest he's taken into the game. It must have taken many years to collect all of this stuff, because I played for a couple of years and I don't even think I'd fill a corner. So yeah, it's amazing. It's really an amazing place. And other guys in India, his name's Rohan. He's also got a lovely museum. It's also done up beautifully and everything like that. But it's just nice to see that there's some people out there that take such a great interest and into the game, to take their time and collect all of this stuff. It's incredible. So, anytime I can get the opportunity to come and see these places, I'm quite happy to come.
Hello, and it's very impressive. He's obviously got a passionate for the game. He's probably got more passion than most of the players playing the game, I think, by having a look at his collection. Obviously taken a lot of hard work over the years to collect all this stuff, and it's certainly one of the best collections that I've ever seen with regards to cricket-wise. Yeah, I think there's one that I've been to in India, in Pune, with Rohan Pate. He's also got a nice collection there. It's nice to see that people have got a passion about the game and put in the time to display what they've collected over the years. It's great for all the cricket lovers to see a collection like this.
Thank you, Rizwan. Welcome to Dubai.
Thank you, man. Good to be. I think all the boys are pretty excited to see all the wonderful memorabilia he's got here. I mean, sometimes you get stuck into your own game and your current situation, and you forget to look at the past. And it's quite refreshing to have a look at what past players have done and how they've contributed, to the game of cricket. And Shyam as well, what he's done for players in South Africa and community in South Africa has been magnificent. So, hats off to him, and long may it continue.
Thank you.
Fantastic, just to see the history and the guys that played the game before us here. To read the stats and to read up about the history is just amazing. I've learned a couple of things about my country and our history of cricket tonight, and it's just fantastic. It's amazing. I've seen there's quite a lot of bets we've signed in the past, and it's nice to see that the bets that we as a team sign is going to a fantastic course, or not a fantastic course, but to a great place like this. And so this is my first experience, and it is something maybe I can look forward to in the future as well.
Yeah, I mean, firstly, it's wonderful to see a man like Shyam, put so much time and effort into the game of cricket, the history of the game of cricket. You can see that that's something that means a lot to him, and as players, it's so nice to have people like Shyam Bhatia that does that. And we know that the extensive work that he does in sort of developing underprivileged people, children, especially in South Africa. And it's something that we're extremely grateful for. To learn about your own history, but it's just nice to generally just enjoy everything that's done here. I mean, he's got highlights of so many wonderful performances over the years, so many wonderful cricketers, and just to walk around here, I think it'd be nice to come here alone and just spend an hour and just get some peace and quiet and see what it's like. But it's just, I think someone like Shyam Bhatia's legacy is important in the game of cricket. These are the type of people that help the game go forward and do good for the game. And as I say, from my perspective, it's awesome to see. It's awesome to spend some time with him. And more than anything, I mean, he's giving back to the game of cricket, which is something that we all are trying to do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Personal opinion on this?
It's absolutely mind-blowing, just to see all the history, from the different countries and all the milestones of so many different players, so many great players. You're almost privileged to be on such a wall. So hopefully someday I'll be on here, doing something great for my country.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
And you play cricket, you have to be gentleman on the field, off the field, so people knows, yes, you're true cricketer. In my museum here, this is for all cricket lovers. Each bat is tailor-made specifically for every batsman. These are all handmade bats. The ball is also, the specifications are the same. There's a cork inside, but weight has to be the same, 6.5 ounces. All these balls are stitched with hands, very, very artistic way have been made. I feel this game has given me everything in my life. So I want to give back to the game. I want to make children better human beings, sportsmen and gentlemen through this game of cricket. Children can play this game which we can't afford, they can't afford. And we have named this game Cricket for Care and started distributing to underprivileged children around the world. No, I'm not a publisher, I'm not a writer. And I want to write something different completely. I just want to write for the game. In the test matches, they wear white clothes, and white is always signifies elegant, clean, and nice. Elegance is not how you look. Elegance adds your personality, your character. You're a good human being.
ICC Cricket 360. Guys, 100 episodes, well done. You guys rock.
ICC Cricket 360, 100 up. I must confess, I'm not too sure what that feels like. Being a middle order batsman, I never got to the 3-figure marks too often, but I know when you do get there, you got to keep going. Congrats, great stuff.
Congratulations guys on reaching 100 episodes. Good luck for the future. Cheers.
After the break, we check out a cricket museum with a collection impressive enough to make a former player want to sleep in it.
Hey guys, congratulations on the 100th show, absolutely outstanding, and I look forward to hopefully standing here again and saying congratulations on your 200th.
I'd just like to congratulate ICC Cricket 360 on reaching their 100th episode. Fantastic effort, and congratulations to all involved.
Well done, good luck for the future.
We're 100 not out, and we could not have done it without you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Shyam Bhatia. Welcome to my cricket museum.
This is the only private cricket museum of its kind in the world. The 300 square metre double-storey building is built on the lawn of cricket enthusiast Shyam Bhatia. It houses collectibles ranging from personal memorabilia from world-class players, autographed bats and balls, to specially commissioned paintings of famous cricketers done by South African artist Richie Ryle. The walls are adorned with the statistics of test-playing countries, with facts and figures updated every year to maintain accuracy. Shyam opens the doors to his museum in Dubai for visitors once a week, and if you're one of the lucky few, you even get to watch the footage of vintage cricket matches from his extensive personal collection. The businessman took some time off from his busy schedule to give ICC Cricket 360 an exclusive tour of the property.
These are very unique bats, and these are all, you can see the action photograph, still photograph, and whole profile of the legends in this cricket museum. This is a very special bat to me of Sunil Gavaskar, because Sunil Gavaskar was the first player to score 10,000 runs and 32 centuries. I'm really proud of also my cricket book library, especially this particular book, which is published in 1859 with Cricket Field. And I have at least such books, 18 books. I have books of whole civilization of the cricket. This is a special honor to me, because artist Richie Ryle has done a wonderful job. This you can see the painting, all ICC World Cup winning captains. And this is a bat which is originally autographed by greatest cricketers Sir Don Bradman.
The Shyam Bhatia Cricket Museum has welcomed many famous cricketers from the past and present. Former England batsman Chris Broad was paying a visit while we were there, and he was impressed with the extensive nature of the gallery exhibits, as well as the attention to detail.
To be able to collect as many items of memorabilia as he has, and create this whole atmosphere and museum is extraordinary. You know, even down to the glass in the roof where it's monogrammed with cricket players. It is just an extraordinary, unique place.
The museum is truly a testament of Shyam's passion for the game and a haven for cricketers and fans alike. Former South Africa fast bowler Alan Donald was quoted as saying, "If I had a place like this, I would sleep in it." And we asked the proud museum owner if he had ever spent the night there.
Good question, no. No. I think you gave me an idea to do it one day.
Shyam's dedication to the game does not stop at the museum. He's also published books compiling exclusive anecdotes from well-known cricketers entitled Portraits of the Game.
I promised all the players who were interviewed in the book, and all they were interviewed, they did not charge anything, free of cost. So I said, I'm not going to sell the book. But books are so popular, all the big institutions, banks, want to give as a corporate gift. They say, okay, you take the money from us and you can give to a charity. So where there is a Cricket for Care was born.
Proceeds from the sale of the books have been channelled to Cricket for Care, an organisation started by Shyam himself. The aim is to spread the game of cricket throughout the world and to provide the necessary tools for those in developing and underprivileged areas to participate in and enjoy the sport. Over the past 10 years, the initiative has raised $2 million, all of which has gone towards donating cricket kits to 11 different countries.
Each bag have 4 sets. So one kit bag can last to the schools and the clubs at least 2 to 3 years. I want to make children better human being, better citizen through game of cricket.
A resident of the United Arab Emirates, he also acknowledges cricketers who have excelled in local leagues through the annual Shyam Bhatia Cricket Awards. These ceremonies have been graced by legends of the game, such as Imran Khan, Clive Lloyd, and Sunil Gavaskar, to name but a few. The aim is to motivate the recipients while creating lifelong memories from meeting their sporting heroes that they'll be able to cherish forever. The award is Shyam's way of sharing the philosophy that has guided him in life.
Cricket game inspired me that sportsman spirit, teamwork, leadership, humanity, and cricket is the greatest leveler in the life. And today, whatever I am in my life, successful man, is because of my cricket followings. I don't want to make any money in the cricket. I just want to give back to the game.
He may be a businessman, but he's also a philanthropist and will always be a committed fan of cricket. The Shyam Bhatia Cricket Museum is the manifestation of a passion for the game that will live long in history.
Hello, I'm Chris Broad, former England opening batsman and current ICC match referee. Do you remember me?
You certainly should. The 3 successive centuries that he scored in the 1986-87 Ashes series in Australia remain to this day the talking point of his career. His Player of the Series performance helped England retain the coveted urn. The Ashes win came only a week after the team defeated Australia, Pakistan and the West Indies to emerge as champion in the ODI competition, the Perth Challenge. The Three Lions followed that up with victory in the World Series Cup, a one-day tournament competed by Australia and 2 touring teams. Broad's contribution to England's Grand Slam on their tour down under earned him the International Cricketer of the Year award in 1987. As we accompanied him to a cricket museum in Dubai recently, we asked if he ever felt invincible during that successful period in his career.
No. I think people such as Gary Sobers, Sachin, and other batsmen, I think they can feel themselves as being invincible. But no, I mean, I was a player who had limited ability and probably made as much out of my ability as I could. So I was definitely not invincible in the way that I played, but I enjoyed my cricket, and that was the main thing.
Broad left his hometown club Gloucestershire to join Nottinghamshire in 1984, a move that was aimed at attracting the attention of the England selectors. It wasn't long before his ambition was rewarded. 2 months after his debut for Notts, he was called up for the Test team. Broad's maiden international outing was truly a baptism of fire. But despite opening the innings and facing the subsequent pace barrage from the likes of Joel Garner and Malcolm Marshall, he more than held his own.
I'd faced them before in county cricket, but never on the international stage when there were 4 fast bowlers all in the same team. So it was a challenge. It was an exciting and interesting challenge, and one that I enjoyed. And to have got 55 runs in the first innings was a little feather in my cap.
Broad made his last international appearance at Lord's in June 1989, but continued playing county cricket for 5 more years. His next incarnation was that of an ICC match referee. Although it is a job that he enjoys, he still found it tough at first to issue a fine to a cricketer.
It was very difficult as a former player and as someone who sometimes was over-passionate in what they did to say to a player, that is wrong and you are going to have to pay a sum for doing something wrong.
Broad's job as a match referee requires frequent travel to various parts of the world. One such occasion in 2009 started off normally, but ended in tragedy. He was travelling to the Gaddafi Stadium with several other ICC match officials for a test match between Pakistan and Sri Lanka, when 12 armed terrorists attacked the convoy of vehicles.
To be honest, it was all very alien to me. Hassan Raza said to us that we must get on the floor of the van, and so once we were all lying on the floor of the van and there was all this kerfuffle going on outside, I had no idea what was going on because we couldn't see. It was really only when our driver very sadly got shot and killed, and the engine, his foot pressed on the accelerator and the engine started revving up massively, that we thought there was definitely something wrong here. And I mean, it lasted for 12 minutes. It seemed like a lot longer than that, to be honest. And I only really started getting concerned about what was going on when we'd arrived safely at the Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore, and I started seeing some footage that was being shown on television, probably about half an hour, 40 minutes after we'd arrived at the stadium. And I just thought to myself, how on earth did we get out of there alive?
5 years have passed and Broad has not let that incident stop him from travelling to fulfil his duties. In 2012, he reached a milestone when he took to the field for the toss in a game between Australia and Sri Lanka, becoming only the second ICC match referee to officiate in 200 ODIs. When we met him in the United Arab Emirates, he was busy in his role at the ICC Under-19 Cricket World Cup. Although he's not involved in the ongoing ICC World 2020 in Bangladesh, he is keeping a keen eye on events there, with his son leading the Three Lions from the front.
I'd like to see England win because obviously Stuart is captain of the England 2020 team. But you look at India, Pakistan, Australia, South Africa even, you know, there are a lot of very strong teams around, and I think it's just going to be who plays well on the particular day that will end up winning it.
Something of a firebrand in his playing days, many see Chris Broad as a former poacher, now turned gamekeeper, and as such, perfectly placed and ideally qualified to fulfill the important role of a match referee.
What do you think about the cricket museum? Well, then after that,
yeah, it's good to see. South Africa obviously had many years of sporting isolation where we didn't contribute, and people like Bay Richard, Ali Bacher possibly at the end of his career, but certainly Bay Richard, Mike Proctor, I'm sure he's here, Graham Pollock, these sort of players missed out, and it's great to see the new generation have come through and have learned a few lessons of the past. You know, that cricket is such a good unifier, bringing people together, not only in a country but around the world. And thanks very much to Mr. Bhatia for bringing all of us together. That's what the great game does. It certainly does bring people. And having worked in the IPL, I've got Sri Lankans, Indians, South Africans, you know, West Indians. It's great to see that. Cricket does that.
What do you think about the museum?
What museum? No, this is actually, there is nothing like this in the entire world. I mean, as a cricket follower, a cricket fan, a cricket player, you know, I get exposed to people who are passionate about the game, but nothing compares to the extent and to the detail and to the patience that has gone into putting this together. So hats off, this really is unique.
One of my favorite author is this Neville Cardis. All the Neville Carter's books.
Have you read most of these books?
Not most of them.
All.
Most, no, not most of them. Few books. He writes like a poetry.
Yeah.
Like a poetry. It's a great writer. You know, we have a lot of kids coming here for this cricket music.
You should also keep videos.
Huh?
You have the videos as well.
I'll show you all the videos. This server can take 500 matches.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, okay. So you can watch the last one.
Yeah. I'll show you the old matches. ये चारों
आज
बताओ।
सफल का आज देखा आपने? How things change, you know?
It's wonderful to see such a fantastic collection here in Dubai. I've known Shyam Bhai for a long time, but never realized that he had so much of passion. And yes, we've seen his passion coming there, supporting the Indian team right through my career, but never saw that passion being displayed in such a wonderful fashion. This is a great inspiration for any youngster to come here and go through these records and memorabilia of various cricketers across the globe. Congratulations, Shyam Bhai. I think this is a great role model for many associations to take a leaf out of Shyam Bhai's book. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I think this is one of the best museums I have seen, and I think you can see a lot of museums in the world, but there has to be a passion like this to build something which I have not seen. I'm sure that people who loves the game will understand the value of a museum. I think that's the reason that Shyam has been a cricket fanatic for a long time. There are people who has money, but you need the passion and the will to build something like that. I'm sure that that is the case. I think you cover the entire thing. It's not only Test cricket, the one days or the past cricketers, captains, you name it, you get it. I think when you go to different places, you don't have the full load of cricketers. Like you go through the entire lot, you have the past captains in the countries, you have the records, you have the best batsman, then the world 11 sides, and you ask for it, he has it. He has been a cricket fanatic for ages. I met him when we were playing cricket in Dubai, in Sharjah. I think from that day we have been in touch, and when he invited me, I was very pleased and happy to come and participate in these awards. And this is the first time I had the opportunity to come and see. I think I missed this even last. I was here a couple of months back, but I never had that opportunity and time to come. But I know that it's one of the best places I see in cricket. I think it's very important to look after the underprivileged boys who are keen on playing cricket. I think he has done that with Sri Lanka and some of the other countries, South Africa, Zimbabwe, and many other countries. So it's very important to look after the people who can't afford to play cricket, because you never know, there can be one of the best cricketers will be produced through this project. I think it's very important for all of us to see these needed people be looked after. I'm sure that is what Shyam has been doing for last so many years, and I'm expecting him to do that in Sri Lanka once again. I think it's very important to identify the talent. When the talent is there, when they are looked after, I'm sure that they can go from strength to strength. The important thing is that I still can remember when I met the first one of the Sri Lankan captains for first time when I was 12. I still have that memories being a school cricketer. So those are the things will cherish your life for till you die. I'm sure that that is why Shyam is expecting some of these past cricketers, some of the past greats to come and spend little time with them, give some awards, and this will cherish their life for sure. I think it's a very important place for any cricketer, not only the cricketer, the cricket lovers to come and see, because it's something covered right round. Uh, like like what I said earlier, it's very important for cricket lovers to see this place. I think I was shocked when I saw this for the first time, and I don't know why didn't come earlier. That's my question now, and I always wanted my children to come and see this place. I will tell Shyam to invite the 96 World Cup team here and have a rice and curry dinner for all of us.
My name is Mudassar Nazar. I'm from Pakistan. I'm a former player of Pakistan cricket team. And it is the first time I've visited the Shyam Bhatia Museum. And what a wonderful place it is. So much history you can find in this museum. And one would have thought that if you were in England, in Australia, those were the two countries where we would find so much history. But to find it in Dubai, in UAE, it's incredible. Hats off to Shyam Bhatia. It's his dedication to cricket and he has preserved such a great museum in Dubai. I look forward to coming here again, and I'm highly indebted to Shyam Bhatia for inviting me here and also preserving so much history of cricket in Dubai. Thank you.
Good evening for any cricket enthusiasts, as the Dubai-based Shyam Bhatia, renowned for his astounding collection for cricket memorabilia, officially launched the third sequel of his book, Portraits of the Game, amidst the visiting national teams of Pakistan and Sri Lanka. Bhatia officially unveiled his latest book during a ceremony, along with David Richardson, CEO of the International Cricket Council. The ceremony was held in the presence of the national squads of both Pakistan and Sri Lankan cricket teams, who were amazed by Shyam's collection as they took a trip down memory lane at his museum. Shyam Bhatia is globally known as a major cricket enthusiast and popular philanthropist, renowned for a gallery of his own collections that includes autographed bats, balls, rare books, artworks, photos and cricket equipment. The book Portraits of the Game is a compilation of the memorable experiences of cricket legends in their own words. And according to Shyam, it is his passion for the sport and desire for giving back that drove him towards the third sequel.
This is from the childhood, that's from today. And it's flair more when I came to Dubai, and then decided to do something for the game. And first I wrote my book. Then, as I said, I have to do something better. I had created a cricket museum, and through book I created a charity which is called Shyam Bhatia Cricket Care, and which is now is my aim that one make better and better, and I want to make children a better human being through sports.
The new compilation also featured experiences from some of the current great cricketing legends who were present at the unveiling, such as the spin bowling star Saeed Ajmal and the Sri Lankan great Kumar Sangakkara.
I'm proud to be here to opening ceremony for a book, so I'm very happy for join there. I'm in a book, so good for cricket.
A very interesting evening, a wonderful book. I had the previous edition presented to me because I was featured in that one. Then we have the new one with newer cricketers there. And I think it just shows a lot of heart, a lot of passion, and of course the love that Shyam has for the game. This is about promotion of cricket in general, and I think events like this, museums such as this where memorabilia is collected and displayed, evenings such as this where people come and are educated about the game of cricket, I think are very important, especially for young children who start off in cricket. Playing cricket is one thing, but really understanding and comprehending the culture of the game is as important.